We're hoisting the flags for a Saturday showdown in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Wondering which team will have the biggest appetite for victory. Will Marie McCool shoot to thrill for her band in blue? Or does this trick shot master in orange, Sammy Joe Tracy, strike again on FS2? Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is presented by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Today, Act 2 features a colorful clash between the team led by Britt Reed, facing the music from unbeaten captain Dempsey Arsenault. This overview refreshes your memory on how the league operates. 57 outstanding players grouped into 4 teams. Those teams changing from week to week through a captains-only draft. The leaderboard's going to pile up points quickly, and we race to crown one single champion. The players have been wearing mics for 3 weeks. They're having fun doing it. Listen to Hallie Majorana and the sound of victory.
Win's a win!
A win is a win. There we go.
First loss. Win's a win!
First loss. Finally they won.
Was it pretty? Wasn't ugly, but it was great.
Someone had to do it.
It wasn't pretty, wasn't ugly, but someone had to do it.
They don't ask how, Hallie. They just ask how many. A very pleasant welcome to you, along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. Court, both of these teams were busy last night. What did we learn about them?
Team Arsenault, number 1, had some grit. They were able to come out with a win, hand Team Wood their very first loss. I'm going to be surprised today to see how they come out. If they come out strong, it means they gained confidence from last night. And on the flip side, Team Reed, they were hungry, but they had a 1-goal loss. So I expect a lot of refocus changing. They felt like they were really close within that game. They were just by 1 goal, but it's a matter of how quick you start and how you end.
Just about every game this season has been close, right down to the wire. And if that happens again today, you want Marie McCool on your team.
Marie McCool, she is such a speedy player. And as we watch her right here highlighted in gold, her eyes are up. She sees that her teammates are going to be clearing space for her. But then Dowd comes back to set one final pick. And that little pick proves effective, and that Marie McCool is able to gain a little step on her defensive player. And then right here, just a split dodge using her speed. She is so incredibly fast.
She's a game breaker, she's a game changer, and she's someone obviously who impacts the game heavily with all those numbers that she puts up. Dempsey Arsenault has a bunch of offensive players at her disposal. She has a few buttons that she can push, but the one that clicked the best yesterday was undeniably Kenzie Kent.
Kenzie Kent was one of Dempsey's college teammates, and she is a force all over the field. We see her at the draw control sometimes, but it's transition work. We see her getting low on the field to the right of the screen. She sees the play developing before it's even happened. They're going to have not 1 pass, but 2, 3 passes, and Kenzie Kent has put herself in the best possible position to score. Always asking for the ball. It's about timing. It's about spatial awareness. And she has such a quick shot, a nice little flick of the wrist.
I'll go on record and say that that team is the best in terms of fast breaks, and this is one reason why. She's usually at the business end of the break. You'll be hearing us reference the leaderboard throughout the day. Players are rewarded points in a variety of ways. Courtney, the biggest dividends are paid when your team wins a quarter or a game.
Absolutely, just like we saw today, 20 points per quarter, 45 for the win. However, you can earn a lot more as an individual with those game MVPs. There's 3 per game. Your team does not have to be the champion of that game in order to come out with MVP points. It's about your effort on the field. Obviously, individual statistics are what help get you onto that leaderboard as well, but the overall wins, which is why Kayla Wood and Katie Glynn, both from Team Wood, are at the top. They're in gold, a defensive player as well as a goalkeeper.
The Geico leaderboard displayed there. Two players from the squad that wears gold. Team Kayla Wood setting the pace. Kylie Ohlmiller's squad that was beaten in the opening game today, as Ohlmiller resides in 3rd place. We take you into the game with the goalies throughout. Britt Reed is making her way towards the gold circle.
Thank you.
Hey, Britt, I want to make sure you get the water that you need, but do I have to bribe you with Taylor Swift tickets to speak with me? Do you see the enemy taking more shots from 2 in these games?
Yeah, I think everyone's starting to get confident and getting used to the aggressive defense, and they're feeling confident in their shots and their 2-pointers, and you're starting to see them more and more every game, and it's really awesome.
Hey, good luck in this battle of the Brits. Let's go to the other end of the field. There's Britt Brown. Britt, you always tell me there's no room for failure. How do you best succeed today?
Believe in my teammates. Trust my teammates to do their job and trust myself to do mine.
You got a really good group in front of you. I know you'll do well in that circle. Thanks for spending some time with us. We'll check in with you soon. Erica Leslie is the head official today in this, the second game of our doubleheader Saturday. Game number 16. We've crossed the midway mark of this regular season. In blue, McCool fires and scores. 15 seconds in, she makes her presence felt.
Just like we saw in the open, Marie McCool being a factor from the very beginning. 15 seconds into the game, her team immediately getting that ball into her stick. The ability for her to shake and bake, move the ball into Marie McCool's stick. That lane that she has to goal is created off of all eyes on her teammate.
Courtney, she's so good at separating from defenders. It's like this last step right here is so powerful. And then the result is usually the net rippling behind the netminder. 15 times she has scored this season. For every goal that you get in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, they give you 12 points on the overall leaderboard. There are 20 points available for everybody on the team for each quarter that you win. 45 points when you win the game for everybody on your roster. Throughout the day and night, you'll be seeing at the top of your screen how the points are doled out. McPartland fires right back at you. Kelly McPartland.
Answering right back is so necessary in the sport of lacrosse. We saw the first goal in 15 seconds, this one shortly thereafter. Winning the ball from the draw control. If you possess the ball, you were able to score goals, and we talked about Kenzie Kent. It's not just her ability to score, but her ability to see where her teammates are at on the field. Feeding that ball back to Kelly McPartland in transition. Again, not much of defensive contact for either of these goals. Defense ideally wants to be on the hands of the shooter, jamming them up, creating less space for them to work with.
11 seconds between tallies. McCool and McPartland back to back. We go to the draw circle where Taylor Cummings has been incredible. She had 6 draw controls in the game yesterday, the win over Team Wood. The first time that Kayla Wood has tasted defeat in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Kenzie Kent going right to the cooker. Drifts back behind the cage, chased by Rudkin. Kenzie Kent settles it over the top. McPartland makes one more look for Cummings. She'll get underneath, go right to the cage to score. Taylor Cummings.
Taylor Cummings is so athletic. She's all over the field. She is definitely what you would consider a true two-way midfielder. She does such a great job on the defensive end of the field. But that quick pass from Kelly McPartland, she was going to shoot, but realized she had a lane underneath of those defensive players due to Sammy Joe being on the ground right there. Created opportunity, both defenders slid to her. However, that extra little fake gained her some momentum and a better angle to shoot right in front of the goal cage as opposed to off to the side.
2 goals for Team Arsenal, 20 seconds apart. And the celebration along with Meg Dowdy there. Clap hands here at Maureen Hendricks Field. Expecting this one to be a higher scoring game than the one that opened our festivities today. Team Wood downing Team Oldmiller 7-5 if you missed that one. Off this draw, possession for Team Reed in the blue. McCool jets to the top of the key, goes inside. A wide open finish for Molly Stevens. The goals are coming fast and furious. We're still in the first minute.
Joe, this is lacrosse at its best. We talked about answering back. And that's exactly what we're seeing straight from the draw controls. These teams are very good in transition. They're fast breaking to goal. It's actually better opportunities within fast breaks than within settled defense. If you have an opportunity to catch the defense not matched up, which is exactly what's been happening, you have a better opportunity to score.
Molly Stevens hails from Maryland. She was raised in California, and she had the easy put away right there. She scored against Kylie Ohlmiller's squad an evening ago. Team Reed falling in a close one, 9-8. That's Molly's 9th of the season. Every single goal so far in the first 57 seconds has come straight from a draw control. Cummings and McCool back to work. McCool with the scoop. Give her 2 points for the ground ball, couple for the draw control, and she's off and running against Becca Block. Block, who played collegiately at Syracuse, has worn orange all 3 weeks of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. She has not had to make a wardrobe change. 20 points on the line for each player on the roster when you win the quarter, 45 for the game. Fortunato on a bounce shot. There's a rejection for Britt Brown. Gets herself in the game. Took that one right off her knee. Fortunato with the scoop. Keeps the ball hot over the top. Big face dodge. Perella sent it wide. Alyssa Perella gets repositioned. Still shy of the 2-minute mark in this high-scoring opening quarter. The inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Perella will switch it. Fortunato will invert, take Cummings back behind the cage and work off of a pick. Set there by Katrina Dowd. Perella sweeps, fires, and scores! Alyssa Perella.
Alyssa Perella, she is such a speedy, dynamic dodger. She wears number 47 in blue. Alyssa Perella, she's generally known for her top dodging capabilities, and you see why right here. Little fancy footwork. She's protecting her stick away from those defensive players. There's a lot of pressure out there, a lot of contact, but she handles it so easily.
This is a heck of a shot. Brown's in good shape there. And Perella able to find a home. McDowdy, the injured defender, welcoming her mates back to the sideline. 3-2, Team Reed. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Weekend number 3 began last night here at Maureen Hendricks Field, and it was a great couple of games. Deanna Walfer has been out of the lineup injured lately. Kylie Ohlmiller was one of the heroes, that familiar eye black. And we are into game 2 today, already in a very high scoring contest. 3-2 for Team Reed, with 5:51 still remaining in the opening quarter.
Here we go, Blue!
Fans, if you want to get even closer to the game, join the Unlimited Club for free by downloading the Athletes Unlimited app today. You'll receive all the latest news and updates into the palm of your hand, stream digital games, unlock special access, and more. You want it upgraded? We can do that for you. Your membership for a whole year of behind-the-scenes access, all the Athletes Unlimited seasons. You join the players in voting for the game MVPs and the end-of-season awards. Visit auprosports.com to learn more. Becca Block brings this ball ahead. Block lost it out the head of her cross. It's scooped up, though, by the captain, Dempsey Arsenault. Smooth, striding midfielder. We play with a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. There's an 8-meter key. Score from behind that key, you'll get 2 points and 16 for yourself on the individual leaderboard. Hallie Majorana, who's shown exquisite offensive hands in this league. Her finishing ability is first-rate. Swinging around for Arsenal, matched up with Perella. Alyssa Perella, the last person on the board, giving Team Reed in the blue a 3-2 advantage. 3 minutes into the opening frame. Majorana at stick's length with Rutkin. That pass too hot to handle, and Reed will bounce out of the goal circle to take it. Britt Reed cleans it up and clears it away.
Defensively, that set was as good as you can call them. Quick movements, communicating, getting through on the picks. It's exactly what you want to see out of your defensive unit. Every time you have a stop for the opposing team, giving your team another opportunity to score is most desired.
Fortunato kicks it for Peros. Emily Peros gets top side. Watched carefully there on the perimeter by McPartland. Perella getting downhill, bounce shot, score! Alyssa Perella has 2 goals.
Lacrosse is all about wanting to win your matchup. And back-to-back times, Alyssa Perella has proven that she has what it takes to win her matchup in a one-on-one situation. Her teammate Emily Peros clearing space through, and we saw right from the start, Dempsey Arsenal just a step behind, that little stutter, and then taking her to the outside. She's able to beat Arsenal in a foot race right now. So if I'm Team Reed, I'm clearing that side for her each and every time.
Britt Brown bested there for a second time by Perella. That one going off of Brown's foot and into the cage. And with that, she will exit and yield the goal circle to Kaylee Waters, who began the day, Courtney, number 4 overall on the overall leaderboard. She has been an outstanding goaltender, and she works for Team Arsenal. As Perella gets a couple of goals 94 seconds apart, and Britt Brown goes from the starting goalie to cheerleading. Kaylee Waters, the save totals are real big. The point totals overall, including all of her wins, are especially big. And now she tries to climb on the overall leaderboard that is still led by Kayla Wood, the defender who wears gold nowadays. Taylor Cummings was hit on the top of the head there as she'll adjust. Marie McCool being sent off.
Joe, sometimes you need an opportunity like this for your team to reset. A player up situation gives them a time to share the ball, work it around, find that extra open player. Because I'll tell you, it's not the goalkeeper who's, I don't want to say at fault, but who's not doing their job at this point. Britt Brown, she was working hard in the cage defensively. They just weren't putting a body on their attackers, and that was creating open opportunities for Team Reed to step in.
A player up now for Team Arsenal in the orange. They move the ball swiftly. Kenzie Kent had that one rattle off of her cross. On the end line, she fights to keep it alive, and it's scooped right there to the waiting defender, Kristen Carr. Carr getting help from the captain, Britt Reed. The team in blue is a player down. We hear the whistles. Erica Leslie is our head official today. Officials coming over to the timekeeper's table to make sure the game clock and shot clock are accurate. We've passed the midway mark of a high-scoring opening frame. In fact, we had 4 goals in the first minute. If you were joining us a little late, you missed quite a bit. Alyssa Perella leading the way for Team Reed in the blue. She has 2 goals. McCool and Stevens have joined in the fray. McPartland and Cummings for the team dressed in orange, as Team Reed is shooting 66% in the opening quarter. Another turnover, and back comes Team Arsenal. Defender Katie Hirsch plays it on. Sammy Jo Tracy whistled that one wide. Closest to the ball where and when it leaves the field gets possession after the shot. It belongs to Majorana with 40 seconds to shoot. Dempsey Arsenal takes it up top for Cummings. As we're back to a level playing field. Feed inside, behind the back, Arsenal just missed. Majorana reloads, Cummings inside, score! Taylor Cummings. A familiar flick of the wrist.
Taylor Cummings has done it once already for Team Arsenal. What I like is her ability to not just shoot as soon as she receives the ball, but to assess what's in front of her. Their player up expired initially when she had that ball. But as soon as she received it right there, we saw that slight hesitation. Again, there's no shooting space in Athletes Unlimited, which is why she took that extra step. We see her protecting around all the swinging sticks, very controlled as she gives herself a better angle to finish that shot.
A beautiful slow motion look, and then from the goal cam. Yesterday, the only time that Taylor Cummings has been held to just a single goal. She already has 2 today. Multi-goals for Taylor in 7 of her 8 outings. Back to the draw circle, and she'll claim that for her team as well. Becca Block breezes towards the 8-meter key. We have 2:45 left in the opening quarter. Remember, there are 20 points on the line for a quarter win. As you see the shooting effectiveness bottom of the screen. Kenzie Kent operating in against Carr. Kent circles it up top. Flips for McPartland. Just now halfway through the shot clock. Peros plays good defense at this end, 5 in the blue. McPartland has a lot of speed. She flips for Arsenal. Off the split dodge. Drive. Score! Dempsey Arsenal rattles that one off of Reed to the twine.
Captain Dempsey Arsenal getting herself on the scoreboard. Whenever the ball is in your stick, you have control of the momentum of play. That nice little flip play by Kelly McPartland, her teammate. She was initially going to take it to the outside, but saw that her defensive player overstepped, did a quick split to the inside. It's all about the footwork. That quick move towards the middle, gaining her a better angle on the goal. And we see that she didn't take much time before shooting that ball. As soon as she split, she was prepared and ready to shoot.
Dempsey grew up in New England. She played a lot of field hockey and ice hockey growing up. She plays lacrosse professionally now in Athletes Unlimited, and she has equaled the count with Team Reed. We are 4-4 as we shout out thanks to our presenting field partners today, the good folks at Geico. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, this is game 16 of 30. We crown one champion in this league. Fans, it's time for you to earn your points for watching today's telecast. Take out your phone, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app, you'll earn points. If you don't have the Athletes Unlimited app, change that right now. Head over to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Start earning points to unlock exclusive rewards and stay in the know about all things Athletes Unlimited. Playing in front of family and friends and special guests today, Taylor Cummings has a couple of tallies. It's a 4-4 score. There will be fans in the stands tomorrow. AUProsports.com, the place to go if you're interested in picking up some tickets and joining us here at Maureen Hendricks Field. We are level at 4, just a bit more than 2 minutes to go in quarter one. The game inside the game, Courtney. Dempsey Arsenal maintains her third place positioning.
Again, not surprised there. Dempsey Arsenal has been involved with so many teams who have won a majority of their games on each weekend. Obviously, first weekend she was a part of Kylie Ohlmiller's team wearing gold. The more wins you have, the more likelihood you have of being at the top of the leaderboard. It's not too shabby that she's gotten some MVP points as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this 4-4 game getting late in the opening quarter. Back to the draw circle. There's a player who's anxious to take her next shot. Sammy Jo Tracy, who has sparkled from time to time with the dynamic trick shot releases. Off this draw, Kristen Carr wants it. Kristen Carr gets it. 83 in the blue for Team Reed. 20 points are on the line now. If you win a quarter, everybody on your side gets 20. Mary-Kate Bonani sends it on for Lindsay Ronbeck. Ronbeck, whose performance last week really vaulted her up the overall leaderboard and on the draft board. We draft every Monday. There'll be 4 new captains potentially after tomorrow's game. We'll draft Monday. You can see that on Facebook Live. Kaylee Waters has come on for Britt Brown since the goalie change that has sparked the team in orange. They have the 2 goals since. They fell behind 4-2.
Joe, just as you mentioned, sometimes it's just a spark that's needed. Not anything per se that the goalie is doing wrong, but defense just needing a different look and making a change on the field.
Hey, wake up, take care of your defensive end.
Exactly. You see them now bodying up, playing tighter on their offensive players, and that makes all the difference.
70 seconds in the quarter, 24 on the shot clock. Arsenault on the isolation against Sydney Pareca. Pareca doing a good job keeping the orange jersey captain to the outside. McPartland leans in against Perros. Her footwork on D was exquisite there. Kenzie Kent, 6 seconds to shoot. Off the rollback, Kent fires and scores! Textbook Kenzie Kent.
Kenzie Kent, she is so quick and shifty around the goal circle. Moving from side to side, switching, changing directions, rolling back and forth, not once but twice. That's how she's able to get a step on her defensive player. We see right here, one time rolling back. Defense is in good position, but as soon as she rolled back that second time, she got her stick away from her body. Once she did that, as we see her roll right here, she has a step on the keeper, getting her arms up and away from her body. But we see that she didn't follow through on that shot. When you don't follow through, you're not gonna hit the defender, so it's not dangerous. It's a nice little quick flick of the wrist.
Britt Reed in the cage with a look of disgust there as that one found the back of the cage.
Right here as we see Kenzie Kent rolling from side to side. When she got her stick up and away, the stick was low.
And as a goalie, once that stick goes low, the tendency is to drop the head of the goalie stick, and then you can't get back in time with that kind of release.
That's exactly right. Changing the level when you shoot is so important. Again, you want to try and throw those goalkeepers off as much as you can.
Arsenault chases this ground ball down. That's a big goal for Kenzie Kent for a number of reasons, but for the moment, it has her team in the driver's seat trying to pick up the 20 points for winning the quarter. Cummings, great pass. Majorana on the slam dunk.
Joe, this first quarter is almost the score of what our very first game was today. A lot of offensive prowess, started out quickly. And again, we see Kenzie Kent with the ball in her stick, a little behind the back pass. 1, 2, 3 for a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. That is tough to save right here along the sideline. As soon as she gets up, what's her only pass? Oh, just a behind the back. Dempsey Arsenault, one pass to the next to Taylor Cummings, finding an open Hallie Majorana right here, catching it, making sure she's freezing that goalkeeper. That was that first fake, making sure she sells it for the easy finish.
4 goals in 2.5 minutes for Team Arsenault. 12 more points for Majorana for putting that one in the back of the goal. 4 more points for Taylor Cummings on the assist. Majorana just shy of a dozen in this her and her mates' first Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season. 25 seconds away from awarding those 20 points for the winning side as Carr motions for McCool to take over. Marie gets it in gear, fires, stopped by Waters. Waters, who was excellent yesterday. She was among the MVP votes with her 8 stops against Team Wood. This opening frame is going to end on this end of the field, 6-4 for Team Arsenault.
I like exactly where Marie McCool was heading with that. She was looking for a 2-pointer to end out that first half. Why not go for it? Possibility of tying up the game. However, that does translate into a shot saved, which is a -2 points for her.
You will definitely want to stay put for this one. It just tied the highest point total in any quarter this season for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Without a doubt, they're tearing it up. Plenty of goals on the board for the ladies to enjoy here at Maureen Hendricks Field. A 6-4 advantage for Team Arsenal. Our players, or I should say, fans, we invite you to own a piece of Athletes Unlimited history with the first ever Topps trading card set for professional women's lacrosse. Limited edition sets are featuring all the athletes plus additional cards about the league and randomly inserted serial numbered parallels, including player autographs and Nike Golden tickets. So these sets that are available to purchase now through August 27, that's at Topps.com, Topps.com. It's the only opportunity to purchase this unique collectible. You need to get yours today. Athletes looking on from here at Maureen Hendricks Field. It's a 6-4 lead for Dempsey Arsenal. The players have been asked to talk about self-belief, a time of reflection, and how it affected their careers. Listen up to Dempsey Arsenal.
My senior year of high school, I tore my ACL, and so that was really kind of a terrible experience, but I feel like I wouldn't be where I am without it. A lot of PT, a lot of just extra reps and hard work. So it really taught me how to work hard and kind of believe in myself, and I really think back on that a lot.
At this point, when you hear ACL, a lot of players realize their career's not over. It can be just beginning, just like how it was for Dempsey Arsenal. So it's a matter of hard work, just like she said, coming back, overcoming adversity, and making yourself better for it.
That was Believe You Will, presented by Guaranteed Rate. Bottom of the screen, you see the cause there for Dempsey Arsenal. Athlete Cause Day tomorrow. We'll be celebrating a bunch with these athletes for you. Also on FS2, our game summary, if you're just tuning in, we've played 8 minutes and the shooting has been scorching hot.
You love when games are high scoring. It's definitely a fan favorite. A lot of fast break goals, a lot of exciting goals, ball movement, sharing of the ball. Definitely a lot of team play out there, and that's how you're going to come up with a big win. Not a lot of isolation. You want to work together.
She is Courtney Martinez-Connor. I'm Joe Beninati. 3 cheers for all the men and women in our technical crew. Another long day of work with them. We'll do it again for you tomorrow. In fact, another double dip as Peros comes racing in right off the draw control. Pump fake outside. That shot deflected as Fortunato sent it on the way. Early stages of quarter 2. 10 points already up on the board. 10 goals scored by 8 different goal scorers. Fortunato, who was brilliant last weekend. Fortunato on the feed for McCool. Off the split dodge. Stepping out there, hedging to defend, was Hirsch. This rip is a goal for Katrina Dowd.
Lacrosse is a game of runs, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Despite the first half going to Team Arsenal, Team Reed has answered right away, gaining the first draw control. We see Marie McCool and Katrina Dowd working together. That's a 2-man game, run to perfection. We see a nice little split to the right, pick on ball. She opened up, and that's the important part, opening up properly. You want to open up to where your teammate is at with the ball, so you're able to catch, turn, and fire all in one. That's textbook in the 2-man game.
Katrina Dowd, 3 times a national champion, part of that dynasty out of Northwestern University in Chicago. Into the waiting arms of her mates there. They celebrate this point that brings the game back to a 1-goal performance. Katrina has 9 on this season, 3 different 2-goal games. As close as the scoreboard is overall, the draw controls are right there, dead even as well. Perella overruns this one. Kenzie Kent's really good around the circle. She tried to trap that one along the sideline. Goosed it between her feet and gets the ground ball for Dempsey Arsenal. Hallie Majorana will slow the tempo. Just now a minute old in the second quarter. It is 6-5 for the team in orange. McPartland, who started the scoring spree for Arsenal's bunch. Long drive there. She was trying to catch Britt Reed napping. That was the longest 2-point attempt we've seen. It sailed high. Britt Reed, one of 6 kids in her family. 4 brothers and a sister for Britt. The ride's going to be put on her and Alyssa Perella by Sammy Jo Tracy. Perella with that sprinter speed glides into the offensive third. Sightseeing on the outside, it's Stevens. She had a goal in the opening quarter. Fortunato rolling against her defender. Steps to the inside. Wonderful pass! Stevens with a slam off of a tremendous relay from Fortunato.
Team Reed is feeling one another on the inside. Constant sweeps, picks on ball, opening up to them. They're playing like a team who's been practicing together all season, not like a team who was just formed on Monday night. We see it was initial pick and roll to another pick and opening up. Right here, Courtney Fortunato with Marie McCool. No pass there, and as she takes it on again, that nice little inside cut by Molly Stevens, setting another pick and rolling off of it.
That's an awesome look through 3 defenders.
They're communicating, working well together, connecting, and that's what you want out of an offensive group. Again, difficult to do with a limited number of practices with a group that's most likely not going to be together again next weekend.
Fortunato left, Stevens right. That's the hookup for the 6th point for Team Reed. This game has had 3 different lead changes. We've been tied 4 times. Kenzie Kent and Dempsey Arsenal continuing that storyline now. 6-on-6 at the offensive end. Majorana feeds for Kent. Rudkin gets that difficult defensive assignment. Off the roll, Kenzie's thinking about a flip for Gabriel. She instead plays it to her captain, Arsenal. Halfway through the shot clock, Cummings leaning in. That's a tough cover for Perella. Grace Gabriel slithers inside the 8-meter key and scores! Grace Gabriel. Courtney, this may be last shot wins it.
Or maybe we'll see the all-coveted shootout from the 8-meter.
Through the overtime to the shootout.
I would love to see that one. Grace Gabriel, we see her coming off of this flip right here. Quick little roll. That's what gets her a step on the defensive player. She acted like she was going to do a face dodge. That quick little roll we see opening up, created the lane for her. Defensive player sliding, but not anywhere near close to get a stick on it. Again, sometimes when you just have a lefty coming out, shooting with a different angle, can make all the difference.
3 years a starter at Marquette. She said that she was always so competitive with her brother Josh. In her words, Josh really grinds my gears. I think everybody knows the brother-sister relationship that way. 5:46 to go in this opening half. 7-6 in this seesaw battle back and forth. Team Arsenal in the orange. Taylor Cummings already with 2 today, picked up on the outside by Marie McCool. Those 2 who figure so prominently on the United States national team. Britt Reed in the cage has not yet made a stop. Very, very unusual. She and Kaylee Waters have been leading the league in total saves. Kenzie Kent, hide and seek, picked up on the outside, gets underneath and scores! Kenzie Kent will not be denied.
Kenzie Kent, we talked about her in the open. That tremendous wrist strength that she has when she puts the stick into one hand. She's crafty. It is so slick. Around the crease, she is able to gain steps off of her shiftiness. Kenzie Kent dodging and feeding capabilities, but right here, we see that one-handed work, getting that defensive player off of her line, putting her team up by 2.
impossible? Ha, watch me. That word is not in my vocabulary. Welcome to my mentality, where I will show you freedom, recognition, for every athlete, every woman, for my team, for me. Say my name because I am the best at what I do. The All-American, the Olympian. My craft is my free expression, where I compete to win. I stand for racial equality, gender equality, income equality, as a guaranteed, tangible reality. Welcome to where I play, where I am free.
Be unlimited, boys and girls. Team Arsenal has the 8-6 lead over Team Reed, just shy of the 3-minute mark in the second quarter. Folks, you can join us here at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex for game days. Tickets are still available for select dates. That includes tomorrow at auprosports.com/tickets/lacrosse. We have had a goalie change. Captain Britt Reed has said, you know what? I'm going to give myself the hook and bring on Mira Shane in relief. It has been a white-hot shooting start. And there's Britt out from underneath her helmet. Team Reed shooting 60%. Team Arsenal almost 73%. Draw control for Taylor Cummings. What else is new? Cummings, who began the day in the top 6 on the overall leaderboard. Earlier today, have a look at how well this game's been played, Courtney, bottom of the screen. There's only been 3 miscues the entire first half. 7-5, Team Wood beat Team Oldmiller in the opener. Cummings rolling back. Here comes the help on the double. Majorana from a bad angle. Took a swat there to the side, and she is ailing. Kenzie Kent on the reload. Mira Shane hedging from her goal circle as Majorana struggles to get back into position. There she finds the loose ball, and she is smarting. She needs to be subbed out. Arsenal on the flip, 8 seconds to shoot. Cummings puts it back to Arsenal. One more inside. That Twizzler shot from Sammy Jo Tracy goes wide, and the shot clock will expire. Majorana in need of some help, getting some treatment from the athletic trainer.
Listen, a stick to the ribs definitely does not feel good. She probably got the wind knocked out of her. Very easy to do. Again, more physical game. But if there's no extension, no additional displacing of the attacker, it's a no call in Athletes Unlimited.
Marie McCool, those long strides, bringing her back behind the cage, guarded by Cummings. Perella feeds it, turnaround, score! How about Molly Stevens with a first quarter hat trick, first half hat trick?
This was almost a spitting image of what we saw earlier in the quarter. Molly Stevens cutting, asking for the ball, opening up herself. We see right here Alyssa Perella challenging, and it's a clear through. It's not even a pick on ball. She's cutting, giving space to her teammate, but knowing that they're going to go to Alyssa Perella, who's so deadly with her right sweeping dodge. She knows that the double team's coming. She's able to open up her body right here each and every time. So they already know the defensive slide packages that Team Arsenal is going to do, and they are making sure to capitalize on them.
It's been an overcast day here at Maureen Hendricks Field as you see Stevens beat Waters again. The lights have been on throughout the day, both games in fact. Molly Stevens with a hat trick. She scored all of 5 goals last weekend in total. She has 3 in the first 2 quarters tonight. Off the draw, control belongs to Kenzie Kent. Then she was upset by Pareka and Carr. Ball down, ground ball points are worth 2. As this one bounces out of bounds, the officials give possession to Team Arsenal in the orange, and Kristen Carr has to scamper back in from the sideline. Cummings, sightseeing from outside that 8-meter key.
Cookie's such a kind player. She was running out to get that ball. You don't want to help the other team, period. It's not about how nice you are.
Cummings, she too with a first half hat trick.
The amount of great lacrosse that we are seeing. Offensive players are shooting on point in this game. And even more importantly, not that many turnovers that we have seen throughout this entire game thus far. Kenzie Kent with a nice little flip to Cummings. Again, changing the direction of where that ball is coming from. Throws a keeper off each and every time. They have to decide who has the ball. But it's being reviewed at this moment.
Taylor Cummings was well inside the 8-meter key. Erica Leslie is our head official.
Close angle on the other side? Or angle from the other side?
Taylor Cummings' last tally being reviewed for a potential dangerous follow-through to overturn the goal.
So we look right here, as soon as she's catching the ball on the run, looks like it follows through into the body of Alyssa Perella. We saw her grab her side, much like when the yellow card was awarded against Marie McCool when Cummings grabbed her head. Again, just it alerts the referees that there's something that maybe in the live moment of play they're unable to see. However, we are lucky that challenges are happening, 2 per team per game.
If your challenge is successful, you don't carry it over. You lose that.
Exactly right.
Mira Shane going to the splits, not able to catch up to that fastball from Taylor Cummings. The question is that a dangerous follow-through striking Alyssa Perella? The officials have been at the table reviewing on their tablet as to whether or not this is still a 9-7 game.
So, following review, official review, it'll be no goal. It will be a dangerous follow-through, assessed to 27 orange. It'll be a yellow card at that time.
So the double whammy, the goal comes off the board and you go player down for Team Arsenal as Taylor Cummings will sit for a minute.
Joe, I agree with this. These lacrosse players are so tough. I was watching the Olympics earlier today, the gold medal game in men's soccer, and I see a lot of rolling around, grabbing the legs, maybe somebody's not quite hit.
A little play acting?
Exactly. These girls are tough. They're not flopping. They're not acting like something happens when it doesn't. I mean, they're getting banged up out there. I guarantee they have the bruises to show it.
You see Team Arsenal facilitator, think advisor, helper on the sideline. That was Shanta Lecker reviewing. Facilitator for Team Reed is Abby Jackson.
Team Arsenal number 27.
Sydney Pareca and Katrina Dowd now working player up. Perella straight away with 2:25 to go in the half. A high-scoring first half of play. Fortunato skip it. Perella fires, and that one is stabbed by Kaylee Waters. Waters handled that one easily. She and her mates now will rag the time remaining in the player down situation with Taylor Cummings off on the sideline. Becca Block blazing to the offensive third.
Team Reed is still a player up for the next 10 seconds. So I do expect a little bit of a pressure on ball, maybe to try and get it back before everything becomes even again.
Final 140 of this opening half of play. Back to 6-on-6 now. Cummings comes swerving in. The feed for Sammy Jo Tracy. She scores. It has been a rough first half for Britt Reed and Mira Shane. Neither goalie in blue has made a stop in the first 2 quarters.
With that statistic, I would expect for the score to be much more lopsided than a 7-9 score right now. Just goes to show that the offense is really working for Team Reed. But Taylor Cummings coming in right after Her card was released. That's a tremendous handle by Sammy Jo Tracy. She catches the ball as it's moving away from her body off of this feed from Taylor Cummings. She catches it. Her body was going the opposite direction, yet she still manages to be composed as she's turning and taking a shot on cage.
Right between the wickets again for Mira Shane. Sammy Jo Tracy has goals in 7 of her 8 outings in Athletes Unlimited, and she gets the hero's welcome after that. Great catch in traffic.
Her ability just to handle the ball in difficult situations, sometimes adding a little bit of flair, it's uncanny. It's so easy for her, yet so difficult for the average lacrosse player.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports, presented by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Fans, when you join us in person, as you can do tomorrow at Maureen Hendricks Field, you can get an exclusive NFT. It's a free Athletes Unlimited digital collectible. All you have to do is be here in person and scan the QR code. We'll roll out a new limited edition NFT each fan game this season, so get your tickets and start collecting today. Inside the game, this is the leaderboard for the players who are on the field in orange and blue.
So we've only had 1 quarter to work with. Obviously, those 20 points went to Team Arsenal. However, there's a lot of individual statistics that are happening right now. Goals, those are worth 12 points. So we're seeing a lot of individual stats that are helping push them up the leaderboard because MVP is not decided till the end of the game.
Britt Reed gnawing on that mouthpiece. She was the starting goalie. This is her team, and you can tell where Britt factors in the top 10 on the overall Geico leaderboard. Kayla Wood, her team, 7-5 winner earlier today over Oldmiller. Kayla setting the pace, 1,044 points.
2 players over that 1,000-point mark. Both of them have won countless games together at this point. They're well above 6. They did not lose within the first 2 weeks.
10 of the first 15 games in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We're now more than halfway through the regular season. 10 of the first 15 decided by 2 points or less. This one right now decided by 2 points. An ultra high scoring game. Geiger picks up the ground ball, and they are going to award possession to Team Reed. Swiftly, it's Peros in the final 80 seconds of the opening half. Marie McCool. For 44, that's Sydney Pareca. Her sister Shayna struck on the score sheet earlier today. Fortunato with a nimble move, trying to free herself from Molly Little. On the sideline, they'll keep possession for Stevens, who's been the scoring hero for the team in blue. She has 3 in the first half. Shot clock's at 20. Arsenal playing defense against McCool. That's a marquee matchup. Ball down, Dempsey digging for it. Pareca in there as well. 5 and 6 players scrumming for that loose ball. Out of the pack, it's Cummings, 2 points for the ground ball, and Taylor Cummings has been right there with Sam Apuzzo in terms of most individual stat points in the league.
It's her ability to play at both ends of the field. She's going to come up in the defensive stats as well as draws and scoring goals.
20 points are on the line. Remember, the first 20 went to Team Arsenal. In the second quarter, the scoring is 4-3 for the gals in orange. McPartland, big face dodge, score! Kelly McPartland.
Team Reed needing an answer defensively every time Team Arsenal goes to take an outside shot. They're freezing defensively. That just opens up the lane for the offensive player. As we watch right here, Dempsey Arsenal feeding Kelly McPartland, and it's that big face dodge, that movement like I'm gonna take a shot, but instead I'm dodging you. Boom, right here. She gets on the underside of her defensive player and then is able to shoot on the run in tight. So very difficult to save. So again, goalkeepers not the ones who are struggling here. Defensively, they need to get together and make sure they're putting a body on ball and not freezing every time an attacker winds up.
McPartland gets her second. Ground ball. Final stages of the half. Carr with possession. And this will go to the break. A 10-7 advantage for Team Arsenal. They win the second quarter. 4 points to 3 in what has been a difficult game for the goalkeepers.
We've seen each team battling back and forth. However, Team Arsenal in orange has gone on a run, an unstoppable run of 4 goals, with Team Reed just sitting in there, breaking that up by 1 goal. So 4-1 to kind of end out that second quarter is what made all the difference. Otherwise, early on, they were matching goal for goal.
If you're playing offense in this game, it's a whole bunch of sweet music. If this keeps up, somebody in the booth is going to need a new score sheet, and that somebody is me. It is 10-7 for Team Arsenal. At the halftime break, the offense has been terrific. These top lacrosse athletes, they've come to the pro ranks in a variety of different ways. Hallie Majorana explained who helped bring Athletes Unlimited into focus for her.
I learned about Athletes Unlimited through a couple of my friends, with Michelle Tumlo and Kayla Trainer being on the player committee. I wanted to play in it because I believed it was going to be an awesome opportunity. I thought it's going to be great for the sport, putting it on, the main stage for everyone to watch. I think the women's side has needed this for a long time, so being able to finally have this is going to be incredible. I think it's going to be awesome for the younger generation to be able to watch us and, have people's names be around for a little bit longer other than just college playing, right? So being able to still have your name a little bit longer down the road, and for, little girls to be able to watch and, one day want to become a pro player as well.
Majorana starts the league in style. Hallie Majorana, Courtney, is so gifted around the goal. Her scoring hands are phenomenal.
She's such a personality on the field, but it's her ability to get her hands free. She's very shifty out on the field, but a smart offensive player, which when you have a high IQ, that definitely translates not only good for you, but for the entire offense.
It's always good to get her the ball. It's always good when she's wearing the microphone, as she was an evening ago. Let's go into the game with Hallie Majorana.
Yes, guys, let's go. Oh, that picture's scary. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go, Kales. Oh, do we? Love you. Let's go, Mackenzie. It's so fun playing with you. Yeah! Woo! Here we go. Jen Kent, that was for you, Jen Kent. Don't make you can't make eye contact with me when you say that, Becca. You're like looking into my soul. I literally don't line up here because I don't want any part of that. It hurts. You know?
Guys, I'm an O-lineman. I'll protect the house.
I don't think you would be an O-lineman. No, I'm a running back. I'm good for 5 yards. That's it. And I got big thighs. Can your husband help me?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Britt Brown, am I smarter than you? 65 to 60, we won. I'm smarter than you. Give me your job.
We get 45 for the win.
I know.
We only won 1/4.
I know. We had 20 though. 45, and they only had 60. Look.
Oh, so they had 60 is 65 to 60.
Than you, Venmo me.
Good job, Warren. Oh, my bad.
I'm gonna work on the Wall Street. Let's go.
Oh, my goodness.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Who did it? Who did it?
Hallie's always looking to get paid, apparently, and they're having some fun out there, and it's obvious that the chemistry is growing now. We're in week 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.
She's such a fun person to be around, and obviously you see in each and every one of those clips, not just on the sideline, but on the field too. But I think it's a little bit of her strategy. Get them to relax before you take them on.
Eye-popping goal totals in the first half. Well worthy of a few orange slices. Yes, get your nourishment. Get re-energized. Courtney and I will have more highlights for you in just a few moments. A first half full of highlights for Hallie Majorana. Heads up if you're playing goal in this game. There are 17 points on the board, and we're only halfway through regulation. Team Arsenal in the orange has the lead over Britt Reed's bunch in blue. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. Courtney, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I know you saw a lot of goal scoring in your days with the Terps, but why did we see so many points in the first half tonight?
You know, I want to say the offenses are clicking. They're really dodging hard to goal, but they're able to do that because the defense is giving them too much space. They're not on their hands. They're not being physical, minus the foul with Hallie Majorana. But when you give space, it gives opportunity for those attackers.
Ready? Take a deep breath. Here we go into the highlights, and they are plentiful. Here's too much room given to Marie McCool.
Marie McCool, love that her teammate from UNC was able to hit her with that pass. We see goals from all over the field. What I love in this one, fast breaks through and through to begin the game. Each and every one of these goals was right off of the draw, catching their defense off guard. We see every player in blue right here for Team Reed getting into position, always being an option, and she's ultimately able to slip it through the middle. And then we have beating your matchup. Simple, seems easy enough, but when you can beat your matchup, goals will come.
Neither starting goalie was able to make it through the first half. Cummings weaves her way in and beats Britt Reed once more.
And then we see Dempsey Arsenal getting on the board, that quick, shifty little footwork right there. And then around the crease, the same thing. However, it was a bunch of roll dodges that gave Kenzie Kent that opportunity. Taylor Cummings finding a wide open Hallie Majorana. That was off of a broken play. And then again, two-man game was killing it for a while for Team Reed.
Fortunato, wonderful vision. Stevens cashes in one of her 3 first-half markers.
Grace Gabriel again with that roll dodge, coming out of it, ready to shoot, was oh so important to catching the keeper off of her line. Kenzie Kent so incredibly sneaky around that goal circle. And there we go again, Molly Stevens opening up, giving opportunity as soon as she opens those hips. Sammy Jo, I don't think she can't. There's nothing she can catch inside.
Just amazing. And you think about Kenzie Kent's last 6 quarters, it's sick. Team Reed and Team Arsenal in this high-scoring affair with a team in orange on the lead by 3. These are the first half stats.
When you look at the stats, the 2 biggest things that come out, Team Reed, they need saves. They need saves in order to help their defense get back into this game. And then draw controls 1. Team Arsenal is beating Team Reed. So if they want to get back into it, win the draw, make a save.
Highest scoring half of any in the first 16 games of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. As a result, players are pocketing points on the Geico overall leaderboard, still setting the pace. Kayla Wood in her gold jersey.
You see 3, 4, and 5, all players for Team Arsenal in orange. They're moving up the leaderboard because individual statistics right now are being factored in. And if this game continues on with the high scoring, I expect them to keep climbing.
Taylor Cummings might be there by the end of the 4th quarter, the way things are going. Sammy Jo, chill out. 3rd quarter's next. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is presented by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. You are not seeing things. At the end of 2 quarters, the score is 10-7 for Team Arsenal. A very high scoring opening 16 minutes. Marie McCool is always going to factor into that, and we can go into the game with her.
If they do it, we should take advantage of the early doubles, right? So I will gonna dodge, draw it. We need to make sure the outlets are in the right spot. So we had it. You were open, but we were too clogged. I love her. She's so funny. We got in the car today, and my keys were there. She goes, "Oh my God, are those the Marie McCool car keys?" Because every week in our group me, whose keys are these? Picture of my keys. Are these
last time and I was like,
the Marie McCool keys? Did she hit you? Did she hit you?
yeah.
All right, challenge it. No, let's challenge it. Did she hit you?
Yeah.
Okay, challenge it. Challenge it.
Marie McCool instantly challenging that dangerous follow-through for Taylor Cummings back in the opening half. It actually took a Cummings goal away. We have the players tracked. We tracked them yesterday in terms of the distance that they ran. Marie McCool was close to 5 miles, only number 11 in the orange. Dempsey Arsenal traveled more distance than that. As we get going in quarter number 3 with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Happy to have you on board FS2. We'll do a double dip with you tomorrow. These 2 squads will once again be in action. Team Arsenal squares off with Old Miller at 4:30. Team Reed gets Team Wood tomorrow at 2 p.m. They'll get things going on FS2. Perella has been a handful to cover. She fires, fought off there by Kaylee Waters. Waters, who's on in relief of Britt Brown, who started. Kaylee Waters has made 3 stops. Those 3 saves give her 18 points, 6 per save on her individual mantle. Good stick check there by Arsenal. Perella recovers. Peros keeps the ball hot to McCool. Dowd lurking as always back behind the cage. Katrina Dowd has Hirsch hung up. Floats it all the way over the top. Fortunato gets a running start. Arsenal picks her up. Dodging back, Fortunato feeds. That quick stick sent high by Stevens. Molly Stevens, all she did in the first half, Courtney, was score 3 times.
She's been a target inside. I love her cutting and moving capabilities right now.
7 seconds to shoot. Peros off the hitch move, rolling back on Cummings. Taylor does a great job defensively there. Shot clock violation against Team Reed in the blue, and Waters will start the clear. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, the inaugural season. We're about 30 miles north of Washington, D.C. Temperatures are in the high 70s. It's been an overcast day. The lights have been on all day long, including the opener. Team Wood, a 7-5 winner over Kylie Oldmiller. 12 points in that game. Heck, Courtney, we were done with that really quick in tonight's game. Much different scoring tempo. Arsenal leans in against Peros. Nice look. Score! At the doorstep, Taylor Hench.
I love Team Arsenal's ability to attack and dodge from all over the field. I think that's a big difference maker right now. Dempsey Arsenal creating opportunities by her dodge. All eyes are on her right here. That slight little look created an open lane for Taylor Hench to step in, receive the ball, turn and finish. Whenever you see your defensive player turn and look at the ball, you see her ponytail, it's time to cut.
With NFL training camps beginning, I'm reminded that Taylor Hench is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan living in Baltimore. That's tough.
I guarantee she has a lot of friends who wear purple on game day.
She's studying for her doctorate in physical therapy. Taylor Hench, the last person on the board. And a draw control win for Cummings. It's an 11-7 count, the largest lead for Arsenal in the game today. McPartland gets to the elbow. Britt Reed is back in goal for her team after Mira Shane gave her a respite. McPartland fires and it's the inside of the post. They'll reset the 60-second shot clock. Hench seeing more playing time with Hallie Majorana having been injured in the opening half. Each team has 4 subs. 57 players in the league, just 1 champion when 30 games are done. It's a 5-week campaign. Arsenal on the hesitation, reloads for Cummings. Cummings on the roll dodge, just barreling inside. She lost it. Arsenal picks it up and scores! Dempsey Arsenal.
Joe so very unlucky. Dempsey Arsenal was getting ready to shoot that ball. However, defense made a great play on the ball. And I believe that's ultimately what took that ball to cage. We see this ball starting with Taylor Cummings right now, beating her player one-on-one. Ultimately, Arsenal with the lead.
Saturday, August 14th.
6 of the last 7 points on the board belonging to Team Arsenal. They've opened up their largest advantage at 12-7. Athlete causes allowing the athletes to play their season in part for the benefit of the nonprofit organization of their choice. Let's learn more about Kelly McPartland's.
Hi, I'm Kelly McPartland and I'm playing for the Zacking Against Cancer Foundation. Zach was actually a manager for the basketball team at Maryland when I played there. We played with his initials on our legs, so we actually played for him while I was in college. I think it's a great foundation. They do a wonderful job with everything that they do, and I'm just really excited to be given the chance to play for them.
Great to see Kelly McPartland back in the game court. She was out of play for close to 2 years. Coaching ranks at Wagner.
Love the cause that she chose, Zacking Against Cancer. She had referenced about all the players having his initial on their leg. That was a signature thing that they wanted to pay to him throughout their entire career when they were at Maryland.
The Give Lively Foundation is going to make a grant equal to 50% of the athlete's end of season bonus to their nonprofit partner. Just a reminder, tomorrow, if you're with us on FS2, we'll be celebrating a lot of the athlete causes. We'll have fans in the stands. Tonight it's friends and family and special guests. If you're looking for tickets, auprosports.com. Dempsey Arsenal's team is in control. They've opened up the 5-point cushion. Arsenal off the face dodge, scores! Arsenal slithers around the defender.
Great job by Dempsey Arsenal, having back-to-back goal opportunities. As we see this challenge, ball comes again from Taylor Cummings. She is on an island right now. There's no defensive slides anywhere in sight. So many stutter steps before she took that defensive player on. We see as she's approaching here, back and forth, creating a little bit of confusion defensively, gaining that extra little step. We see here 1, 2, 3, and then she ultimately takes it into the inside, keeps it in her right hand though. Strong hand finishing. At this point, when you are Team Reed, you're wondering, what can I do defensively? I wouldn't be surprised if they come together looking for a zone. They're clicking offensively, Team Arsenal. You have to make a change.
That's not just any defender she just beat there. That's Kristen Carr, who was ready for her. And still, Arsenal found enough room to score a couple of goals in less than a half a minute and make this a 13-7 lead. 13 points on the board. Most we've had in a single game. Combined, that point total number at 23, I believe, is the highest. There was a 13-10 game earlier in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Kenzie Kent, who has been on a heater the last couple of days, floats this one for Cummings. Cummings just barreling inside. She scores. This has been a scoring clinic.
Wow, offensively, Team Arsenal right now just cannot be stopped. They're beating their matchups. Slides are coming late. Opportunities abound for Team Arsenal. We see that shiftiness by Taylor Cummings right here. She has a slight step, decides to roll back. Good defense. We see all over the body right there by Marie McCool. However, as soon as she's fallen, Taylor Cummings realizes that sliding defender, if I just spin around her, fake, love the Twizzler. Offensive prowess through and through. They're playing their best game, Team Arsenal. Joe, I know we talked about them from their practice time this week. They looked unstoppable.
Well, I had a good feeling that this would be the highest scoring team we've seen in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and they have proven me correct. The ball movement, the finishing ability, the shooting accuracy. They're shooting 74% tonight. I mean, that's astounding.
It's silly. Absolutely.
Against world-class defenders and top goalies. And Britt Reed has given herself the hook again. Mira Shane has come on to work the cage. As we look at the Geico overall leaderboard, just 2 players have crossed the 1,000-point mark, but Dempsey Arsenal will be there very soon. Remember, there are 20 points for each team that wins the quarter. Everybody on the roster would pick up 20. Rudkin tending to Kenzie Kent. Floated along. Working back. Cummings on the flip. McPartland thought about the 2. That's the only thing we haven't seen. Arsenal with 5 seconds to shoot. Ball down. Collected by the Reed defense and taken away by Mary-Kate Bonani. Bonani running and hiding. She's challenged there on a hard ride, and Arsenal gets the ball back again.
Relentless pressure in the ride. Everything is truly clicking for Team Arsenal. Double team on ball as soon as possession was in the hands of Team Reed in blue. And it's difficult when you're under constant pressure, let alone a double team.
Arsenal going to the cooker again. Bumped there by Pareka. Kenzie Kent with a speed. There's that question mark dodge. She didn't shoot it, however. Kent off the feed. Great look. Forget it. Sammy Jo Tracy upstairs. The route is on.
We could hear the communication on the field. Again, players have those cues with one another offensively. All it sometimes takes is a little look, but Sammy Jo Tracy so lively on the field. Kenzie Kent with the ball, coming off of this little trick play, and Sammy Jo said, here, here, here. Sometimes you have to be vocal. You know you're open, you know you have a step, and you want that ball in your stick as quickly as possible. Rolling Team Arsenal. The score is now 7-15. Look at that. As soon as she's cutting, getting that defensive player, just so smart. They're attacking on all levels.
9 of the last 10 points on the board have gone to the Orange Crush. And Sammy Jo Tracy is fired up about it. With a timeout here, 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 15-7 for Team Arsenal. As we say thank you to our presenting field partners tonight here at Maureen Hendricks Field. Thank you to our good friends at Geico. Mira Shane warming up in the cage. Maureen Hendricks Field. The complex was built by Discovery Communications Chairman John Hendricks and his wife Maureen in 2000, named in her honor in June of 2013.
Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
And it has been a tremendous performance for Team Arsenal on the field, racking up 7 tallies in just under the last 8 minutes. So the game within the game factors prominently for that player right there, Captain Dempsey Arsenal. She is now rapidly into the third position. Taylor Cummings is right on her heels. They're going to win, you would think, with ease perhaps, the third quarter. That's another 20 points across the board. They've won the first 40 for the first and second quarters.
Britt Reed, the lone player from the blue team up there. She had had so many wins when she was a part of the gold team. Originally began with Kylie Ohlmiller. So that's why she's at the top of that part, despite Team Reed still, I believe, without having any saves on the game.
0. That's stunning. McCool gets control of the draw, goes right to the cage. The pass for Stevens. Stevens drifts below the goal line extended. Big face dodge. Fortunato, she fumbled it, and Waters is off to the races. Waters with a spinning roll dodge. The keepers are allowed to score in Athletes Unlimited. We saw Waters yesterday venture across the midline. Today, not so much. Becca Block's pass taken by Cummings. Remember, Cummings has the hat trick already. She had 1 goal disallowed on a dangerous follow through. In this quarter alone, Arsenal has the lead 5-zip. 80 seconds left in the frame. Cummings, bounce shot goes wide of Shane. That familiar split move from DJ Miracle in the goal for Team Reed. They race forward to the sideline, closest to the ball where and when it leaves the field. Gets possession after the shot. Good hustle there for Team Reed. Kathy Rudkin's on the go. Rudkin said she always wanted to pay it forward in this game, now working as a coach. Off of a turnover, another incredible ride. Another failed clear for the band in blue. Shot clock's turned off, Courtney. 40 seconds left in what has been a display for Team Arsenal.
You know, when you look at these players on the field right now, you have players from Maryland, players from Boston College, and then a player from North Carolina, all within the ACC. The ACC is known for playing fast and physical.
Arsenal off the split dodge. There's the first save of the game for Britt Reed's team. It's made by Mira Shane. Her outlet's right on the button for Perros. Here comes a fast break. It's Perella, 4-on-3. Perella lost it out of her cross. Ball down in the goal circle. It squirts in, but there was a whistle before it went in. Waters will launch this one the length of the field as the third quarter comes to its completion. Another quarter win for Arsenal, 5-love. It's 15-7 after 24 minutes.
Joe, it just seems like Team Arsenal can do no wrong. We've seen limited turnovers during this game. They're just playing pretty lacrosse, and I mean, best lacrosse in the world, I'd say at this point. Not often do you have single-digit turnovers, and that's all we're seeing for both teams put together. So Team Reed, I would expect for defense to change.
Team Arsenal sitting pretty and taking over this town. 9 of the last 10 points on the board for Team Arsenal. They've raced out to a 15-7 lead after 3 quarters of play in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Head to auprosports.com. You'll get your Athletes Unlimited gear. Don't forget to follow on at social at AU Pro Sports for exclusive inside content. Playing in front of family and friends and special guests this time around. It has been quite the showing for the team dressed in orange. And Courtney, I think we can remember back, I think it was 4 years ago. It was Meg Dowdy Day in Fairhaven, New Jersey, after Meg came home with a world championship team.
Meg Dowdy, she is an outstanding defender, obviously a part of Team USA, looking to make the team next time around when it's in the U.S. in 2021. Not playing this weekend as she has an injury and was placed on the injured list and not competing this weekend, but continuously being medically evaluated during the week and hoping to return to play sometime soon.
Meg, hands on hips there. As we have played 3 quarters in this game, Meg continues to chat with Britt Brown. Britt started, didn't finish the opening quarter. That was a 6-4 triumph for Arsenal. And you've seen they have swept their way through quarters 1, 2, and 3. And they've opened up an 8-point cushion going to the 4th with 8 minutes to go in regulation. By quarter, you win 20 points. So 20 plus 20 plus 20, it's 60 for the team in orange.
But Joe, all is not lost. That final quarter's worth 20. The overall game win at 45. That's 65 points. If all of a sudden Team Reed starts to win the draw control, make a change offensively, start to produce, make some stops defensively, then we have a game again.
This was a Team Reed that lost to Kylie Ohlmiller's bunch yesterday, 9-8. Reed will square off with Kayla Wood's side tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll be back with you on FS2. Arsenal in orange faces Ohlmiller tomorrow at 4:30 on FS2 as Ronbeck gets possession here going with McCool. McCool is often the igniter for this team. She fires and scores right on cue. Marie McCool ending a lengthy drought. Upwards of 12 minutes. That's just the 2nd point in the last 15 minutes.
Team Reed on the scoreboard again since the 2nd quarter. As soon as Marie McCool sees this matchup, she knows that she likes it. This is very similar to one of her goals earlier on in the game. She likes the matchup. She's able to be quick, knows she can beat her defender in a foot race, ultimately giving another marker for Team Reed in blue. But the shot on the run, her angle is getting lower and lower as she carries it longer, but the longer she holds on to that ball, the more steps she has on the defender.
Marie McCool sticking her 16th of the season. She had the first, she's had the last now for Team Reed at the moment, and she gets a draw control against her good buddy Taylor Cummings. Marie McCool, who has scored in all 8 games she's played in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. This is number 16 of 30 on the season. Once we get through the games tomorrow, we'll have 4 captains. They could be new captains. We'll have a draft on Monday. Brand new teams coming your way. That draft you can view on Facebook Live. Dana Boyle, former Virginia Cavalier midfielder, joins me for that on Monday. Peros bumped by McPartland. Perella has been quieted of late. Perella gets away from Arsenal on the sneak there. Peros couldn't shovel it on cage, and Waters will gobble it up. Starts the breakout with Molly Little. Little, the University of Denver captain. She says one of the best experiences of her life was cliff jumping in Bermuda. I'm not brave enough to do that. Can't help you.
Or how about her Player of the Year for the Big East?
Yeah, all that.
It's not quite as scary as the cliff jumping.
That'll get the blood pumping for sure. Just shy of the 2-minute mark. Into the 4th. Kenzie Kent operating against Rudkin off the split. Gets down low and she'll finish.
Referee is calling a goal circle violation on Kenzie Kent, stepping into the crease.
No goal on the play.
So wipe that one out for Kenzie. Back comes Team Reed in the blue. If you're just tuning in, you have missed some pyrotechnics from the team in orange. Team Arsenal has 15 points and counting. It's the highest scoring game by a single side in the 3 weeks of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Right now, we've equaled the highest total scoring game, points and goals. Perella going to change that right here as she scores. Perella has the hat trick.
We talk about lacrosse being a game of runs, Joe. Right now, back-to-back markers for Team Reed in blue. This is exactly what they needed to start off the fourth quarter with a bang.
2.5 minutes into the frame, a timeout called, and Alyssa Perella continues to have the hot hand. Perella, who had a couple of hat tricks last weekend. 15-9 for the moment. We can revisit Kenzie Kent's no goal for the goal circle violation right here.
Kenzie did a great job of beating her matchup in that one-on-one situation. Looked like it was her left foot that stepped into the crease. That's what the referees had called to disallow. I loved the quick restart by Team Reed. Immediately the opposite direction. Alyssa Perella using her speed to beat her defender down that right alley.
That's a good goal for Alyssa. Her third on the day. The officials huddling up during the timeout. We have played 2.5 minutes of the fourth. Alyssa Perella, who did terrific damage at Hofstra. She was Hofstra's all-time goal-scoring leader. Better than 350 points on her ledger. Another player who skyrocketed on the leaderboard last weekend. She moved up 15 players. Let's see if the officials are considering a challenge here. Kenzie Kent, an anxious bystander. The officials led in this second game of the day by Erica Leslie. The tablet coming out, Patty Kletcher-Porter looking at it and saying, we might not need it. Sammy Jo Tracy and Kenzie Kent talking things over. In control by 6. Perella, the fourth player on the field with a hat trick or better. Rough day to be a goalie. Just ask Britt Reed. Britt has taken herself out of the game twice. The official is going to restart play with McCool and Cummings at the draw. This is a 15-9 count. Each of these teams, they're unique. You're likely never going to see them again. But if you're Team Dempsey Arsenal and you're Captain Dempsey Arsenal, you're saying, boy, I like the way this team has offensive chemistry. They are super productive. Off the draw circle, Peros gets control, give her 2 more points on the individual leaderboard. This has been the highest scoring game of any through the first 16 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history. Katrina Dowd is factored in. Dowd was on the board with the first goal in the second frame. Ronbeck has been relatively quiet until now. Rolling in, good defense by McPartland, who planted her after the shot block, but then it bounces in. The carom to the cage, the deficit is 5. Lindsay Ronbeck getting things readjusted. Alyssa Perella and friends have just punched one past Kaylee Waters with 4 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in regulation time. Folks, you can follow the bouncing ball. Ronbeck to the cage. High, then low, then oops. This trickles in. And Perella celebrates. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Wolverine wings there on Mira Shane. Mira has come on in this game for Britt Reed. Couple of Tar Heels smiling pretty. That was back at Media Day. Shh, Mira says shh. No way to quiet the offenses in this game. 15-10 for the moment. While we were away, we've been alerted that there has been a challenge.
Goal stands, no dangerous follow through on the goal.
No dangerous follow through, as ruled by Erica Leslie. So this is the 4th goal of the game for Alyssa Perella, and it's made it a 5-point game.
Off of this challenge by Ronbeck, great sticks defensively. However, picking up that ground ball, nice little finish. I'm not sure where that would have been a dangerous follow through, but smart nonetheless for Team Arsenal. If you don't use your challenges, you lose them at the end of the game. So might as well try something out right here.
Could that have been it? Ronbeck on McPartland?
I mean, the defensive players were behind her, so I'm not sure who she would be following into with that stick. But nevertheless, referees found that there was no dangerous follow through.
It has been a tricky night here at Maureen Hendricks Field, about 30 minutes north of Washington, D.C. 4 players on the board with hat tricks or better. There are another 4 players who have a couple of goals. This has been the highest scoring game in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse's brief history. That's facilitator Abby Jackson. She's a facilitator for Team Reed. Whenever we speak of the facilitators, the captains are obviously doing the heavy lifting on the field. The facilitators are acting as assistant coaches, advisors, helpers. They work a lot with the teams during the week in practices. And right here, Abby is making her feelings known.
It's often hard for players when they're captains and on the field running around all over the place. They definitely need somebody looking after the team on their behalf. Facilitators, they can call timeouts, they can call challenges as well, so it's not just falling on the captain's shoulders.
For good reason. Dempsey Arsenal, Taylor Hench, Taylor Cummings, all in a good mood. They've got the lead by 5. They're not out of the woods just yet. There's still 5 minutes to go in regulation, and we have seen this game be a powder keg offensively. Cummings with a draw control, 2 more points for 27 in the orange. Her stat point lines are crazy. When you look through a box score, she factors in so many different ways.
Because she's all over the field. She's at the draw circle, defensively making plays by causing turnovers, and then offensively scoring goals or assisting. I mean, she literally does it all.
20 points on the line for everybody on the team for winning the quarter. Kenzie Kent going to the goal. Arsenal follows. 45 points for everybody on the winning team. Then there's MVP voting. To the pass inside. Twizzler shot, score! Sammy Jo Tracy backpedaling away from the goal.
So sneaky around the goal cage, Sammy Jo Tracy. She has that uncanny ability to catch anything inside. We see Kenzie Kent initiating right here. All eyes are on her. She had such a big game and is continuing to have a big game. But Sammy Jo Tracy catching in one spot. We see right here, she's dropping that stick through the 5-hole.
I mean, it's amazing. I would be just happy if I could get it out of my stick that way, but she's accurate. She goes top corner, she goes 5-hole with it. It's uncanny.
One of my favorite quotes was by her college coach. Can she just shoot the ball regular? And sometimes not. That's the best possible shot that you take in that moment. Yes, she's flashy, but she does it for a reason.
You have a feeling like there was an open net yawning, she'd still go behind the back. Becca blocked there. Whistled. Becca's going to be given a card here. This is going to be a player up situation for Team Reed, and they need it. They need to get the goals and points on the board swiftly. They'll work 6-on-5. Blocks lost for a minute after the yellow card.
Number 36, Becca Block.
Athletes in this league, they've combined for 24 national championships, 23 gold medals, World Cup and World Championship performances. This is the best of the best, including those on the back end. Becca Block, such a world-class defender. She has a seat with the yellow card. Operating, it's Marie McCool with Alyssa Perella from the top. Ronbeck took her eyes off that pass. Is she going to get there in time? No. This is a turnover. at a bad time for Team Reed. Little sprints to safety, but she's tracked down by 3 on the ride. Help comes from Hirsch, nicknamed RoboCop in college during her days at Hofstra. She too had a 6-year stint with the national team. Arsenal gets to the interior, had that shot trail checked out of her cross by Perella. It's a 6-point lead with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on Fox Sports, presented by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. On the sideline, we hear another whistle. Becca Block's about to walk in off the sideline. Once this player up situation ends for Team Reed. Courtney, the lone negative, I think you could say, is we have not seen the return of Hallie Majorana, injured in the first half. Cummings on her way to the cage. Nice stop there. Shane straightened up to make the save. Mira's on the player executive committee in Athletes Unlimited. She put a beautiful outlet there to Peros. Peros going to goal. Pressure comes inside that 8-meter key. Katrina Dowd offers it back.
Great job defensively getting into the hole. Team Arsenal sprinting after Emily Peros with that ball. They caught up quickly, were able to stop and slow down the man-up situation, the 4v3, until all of their midfielders were back.
Just over 2 minutes left. Fortunato fakes the flip. Courtney drifts below goal line extended. Angled well there. Takeaway check made by Hirsch. Ball put down. Fortunato responds, but Waters pounces on it in the gold circle. Team Arsenal on its way to a 2-0 mark. They beat Team Wood last night 9-7. They get Kylie Oldmiller's gang tomorrow at 4:30, a game you can see on FS2. Team Reed squares off with Team Wood at 2 p.m. tomorrow on FS2. 20 points on the line in the quarter. Right now, by my count, being led by Team Reed. Sammy Jo Tracy feeds. Cummings got kabonged on the top of the head. A hug quickly for Emily Peros. As Emily trots off, she receives the yellow card.
Yellow card assessed to Team Reed's number 5, Emily
Team
Peros.
Arsenal goes a player up at the tail end of regulation here, comfortably in control by 6.
Timeout on the field.
Courtney, it's time for us to check out the Geico defensive play of the game.
Team Arsenal with the Geico defensive play of the game. Right here we see Kenzie Kent in the ride, looking at the bottom end of the stick, riding to the very end. That's an attacker who knows that you play defense as soon as your team does not have the ball. Great job, heads up play. She waited around for that ground ball.
At the end of the season, we will be awarding the Geico Defensive Player of the Year. This Athletes Unlimited award comes with an added $5,000 bonus for the winner. 16-10 for Team Arsenal. A lot of orange is climbing on the Geico overall leaderboard. You see now orange jerseys in slots 3, 4, and 5. Kayla Wood and Katie Glynn continue to set the pace.
Joe, I'm not sure if I can predict the future here quite yet, but once this game ends, the fourth quarter, that's 20 points. The end of the game, that's 45. That's in addition to any statistical points that are added up in the final minute 21. And then you have all of the MVP points on top of that. The first MVP with 45, the second with 30, and the third with 15. So I think we're going to finally see a different leader at the top, not somebody for Team Wood in the gold.
Inside the game, the orange jerseys are climbing 3, 4, and 5. Arsenal, Cummings, and Waters. In this fourth quarter, I have Team Reed leading, so they are gunning to try and pick up 20 points there and avoid a sweep by Waters and her Arsenal squad. Britt Reed removing herself from the cage twice today. Rough day for Britt. Britt's had tremendous numbers. She was right around 47% save percentage last weekend. Roughed up in this one, though. Free position shot coming. Long range, Taylor Cummings tried the two-pointer, stopped. Rebound that was spiked wide of the goal. 1 minute and 14 seconds left as Geiger will start the clear. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, its inaugural season. We started with softball in 2020, volleyball in March of 2021. Kat Osterman, Jordan Larson were the champions in those respective sports. One champion of 57 players in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Once we conclude matters tomorrow, we've got 3 weekends in the books and just 2 left. Marie McCool in no hurry. The blue team right now should ice the ball and take the 20 points for the fourth quarter win. Backdoor cut inside. Waters with the stuff. Waters denying Fortunato point blank. 6 more points for Kaylee. That's her 6th save in the game. The long clear for Little off the top of her cross. Kenzie Kent is there to scoop. 10 seconds left. Cummings putting some window dressing on this with McPartland's bid. That was blocked by Carr. That one stung off the leg of the star defender.
Joe, this is not the first time that Cookie Carr, wearing 83, has gotten hit this game. The other ones were a little bit more off to the side. Her goggles had gotten knocked off, but this one was so very obvious coming out of the shooter stick.
That late yellow card goes against Kelly McPartland. McPartland scored the first goal for the team in orange. She can giggle with good reason. It was the first of very many for Arsenal. The highest scoring game in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history will belong to Team Arsenal, at least for this day, in the final 2.8 ticks. This one's heaved the length of the field, and this game goes in the books. Team Arsenal with another win, a 16-10 triumph. Taylor Cummings was just one of the driving forces. Solid net mining from Waters on in relief of Britt Brown, and this was an impressive showing for the team in orange.
Team Arsenal had very few mistakes on the field, not many turnovers. They were shooting like no other, really sighting the cage and working together as a team. This team looks like they've been playing together much longer than just a team that was drafted on Monday.
They are pumped up for real on that sideline. Mira Shane and her mates will be back in action. We'll have a doubleheader for you coming up on FS2. Team Wood and Team Reed getting things started. Ole Miller and Arsenal. Arsenal going for another potential perfect weekend.
Team Arsenal, they have been rolling throughout the weekend. Sometimes you can be a little bit too confident, but I'm not sure with this team. Even if they had countless turnovers, they are clicking offensively as well as defensively.
It is machine-like for Arsenal and friends. The Geico overall leaderboard in gold, Wood and Glenn, and then all orange, 3, 4, 5. Sammy Joe Tracy put on a show. What else is new? For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. This has been a presentation of Fox Sports. Orange in a crushing win